Okay, let's see if I can. That looks like plenty of space to work in. Okay. Hello, everybody, again. Let's hope I got it right this time. Oh, no. I am going to have to go and see if I can delete that episode. That mini little mess up that I just did. And then I'll get this up live so I can see if anybody is feeling chatty. Okay, let's delete that. Delete. No. Oh, yep. Okay. Now we are up the right way. We are live. Let's go to the video. And I'll get the comments back up. Okay. Hello. Okay. Now breathe. I am on my own tonight. I usually have Miss Assistant helping me, but she has gone to bed early tonight, so it's just me. So I will try and keep up with the comments. But tonight I am doing these treat boxes, and that's my idea for the next one. I've just done one of each colour for now. So I have the 3 colours, and I have a bunch cut out, but then I have some extra ones so that you can see how I made them. And hopefully I do it right, because you don't want to know how many pieces of paper I've wasted. So I'm going to start with showing you how I made the boxes. Actually, I can't put them over there. And then I'll show you some of the products I've pulled out, and then we'll make some boxes, decorate some boxes. I have to keep an eye on the time because my phone doesn't like to go for too long. So I have this. I like using this with this little tool, embossing stylus thingy. I've had for 20 million years. Hi, Melinda. So first I'm going to show you how the easy way to do this. But then if you're Australian, I'm going to show you how to do it with a half sheet of paper. And I have my measurements. I thought I'd thrown them out, but then I found them. So I have my measurements here. The sheet of cardstock is 7.5 by 6. And I'm going to score it at, I'll do the long ways first because that's easier. So long ways, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And I think I've just messed that up already. Hang on. I've got to think about this again. I have messed it up. Good thing I cut extras. So maybe I should read my instructions. It's 3/4 of an inch and 1 1/4 inches. And then flip it around and do it at 1/2 inch. I still think I've messed it up somehow, but we'll get there. It's because I got used to doing them the Australian way because it wastes less paper to do it that way. So now I'm all discombobulated. So for the short ways ones, we have more measurements. It's 1/2 inch, my instructions are wrong. Don't mind me. Let me get one I've already done. Oh no, that's right. It is right. I can't remember what I'm doing. I did these the other night, so I'm a bit discombobulated. So it's 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and that is it. So 7 by 6, and then if you leave it in there, I've done it the wrong way. If you leave it in there, it's actually 1 inch. I've done this wrong. I've done this the Australian way. I have done it wrong. Having fun. Really having fun. But to make it easier, it's actually, you can score the top at 1 inch and 1.5 inches, because my panel in the middle is going to be bigger than I want it now. But that's okay. The reason I did the Australian ones is because I can get 2 boxes out of one of our A4 sheets of paper. So then I do the 3/4 of an inch, and I did that in the wrong spot again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I do 3/4 of an inch, 1.25 inches, and then flip it around and do 1/2 inch for the bottom, and then it's 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, and I did that. I'm really having fun. It's 4 inches and 4.5 inches. But I've just messed that up, so I'm going to have to cut a piece off that, because I did 3.5 inches and 4 inches. I can't do a right one today. I thought I'd cut enough sheets of paper, but I don't think I have. Oh, I have a purple one. Let's try this again. So this is the Australian size again, and this is too long, but that's okay. So it's 3/4 of an inch, 1.25 inches, flip it around, 1/2 inch, that moved, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, 4.5 inches. And what I've been doing is making marks. I've marked in here with some pencil, so I know that that's the 7.5. And then I grab my paper trimmer. I grab my Tim Holtz one, because I really hate my Fiskars one. And those 2 little marks I've made, and that line, I line that up to the 3 inch mark. And then when everything's lined up, cut it down, and then that is the right size. Quick tip, if you ever use your scoreboard in the wrong spot, it doesn't matter on this flat really, because we're not going to see it, but you can take your bone folder and get rid of the line, but that bit's going to be under. Now, this is what usually happens. I usually have to cut 10 extra ones because I just mess everything up. So I have my template of what needs to go. So the first one is you go down to the second line and do a diagonal cut for your box flap where you're going to glue your box together, and then you cut all the way past 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and so you only have this bit left here, and you chop that off. And then this whole corner bit here has to come off. And I'm just putting little wedges in so that they don't get caught on each other. For all the other little bits. And of course throwing it away. So for the Australian size, I cut an A4 sheet of paper in half. You could do that for an American size sheet of paper too, which is actually shorter than ours. Our A5 is, I think, bigger than 11 inches. Our A4, I should say, is bigger than 11 inches. So now we have our box base. And I just grab some tape wherever I put my strong tape. My middle name too, Melinda, mine too, especially when it comes to cutting and measuring things. I much prefer to have dies or use my scan and cut, but I haven't sorted out all my files yet. And I think I need to get Inkscape so I can actually see what my files are without having to open every single one, because that is driving me batty. Okay. So I have all my bases. I have some extra cardstock and stuff over here. I will trim these ones too. And that way they'll be all ready to go if we get to them. Doesn't take long to do the trimming bit. How goes the uploading onto the website? Is there going to be lots of new stuff for me to look at? I'm scared. Okay, so there's another one done. Is that the one I have to chop a piece off? I think so. I think I have to... Wow. Okay, I think I'll put that one aside because that one's going to be way too small after all that work. So cut that corner off and then just give everything else a slight triangle so that they can not get caught. If I had a guideline paper trimmer, I could use that to do this bit, but I don't, so I'm just freehanding it. And kids around here don't really care. They don't want anything perfect. They just want lollies, really. Although I'll have to say, I had decorations out tonight and they still didn't come near. So they walked right past my house. Actually, there was only a couple of kids out. There was 4 kids out and they walked right past my house. It was hilarious. Asked my next door neighbour if he had lollies because he was outside, but they didn't come near my house. So what you gonna do? Miss Assistant is happy because she gets to eat all the lollies and take some to school. But these will be next year's treat bags because obviously I'm pretty late for Australian Halloween. Okay. So I'll put these back up here. You can see them. I have some of Melinda's lovely chipboard. I have used this Spellbinders die set, Graveyard Scenes and Shapes, to make some little graveyard scenes. I have used Graphic 45 stamps to make some Witch's Brew bottles. I have used, sorry about the rustling, I got out some of this stuff to use, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. I have the Tim Holtz Trick or Treat stamp, die and embossing folder set, and so I've got lots of little bits of that in there. And I've so far used Lawn Fawn Pick of the Patch, and I have the Tim Holtz Halloween snippets that I've thrown in here. A lot of this stuff came from my sister a couple of years ago. There's a video on my channel showing the loaded box she gave me full of that stuff. And then I have fussy cut some stuff out of some DCWV Halloween stacks. And the thing I actually meant to start with was showing one of the new ones I got, because I only bought one this year. I was rather good. Better than normal. Last year I think I bought quite a few. So this is the Halloween garden. Let's see how much of it we can see. There's a bit of a delay for me, so I don't know what's on screen yet. Okay, that should be enough. So they've changed the way they've done their pads. They used to put like the two sheets together, so now that's you go through once and then you get to the second lot of the sheets, and I've already started cutting into the second lot of the sheets because I needed some. So we've got pumpkins and bats. Maybe I need to move that. Oops. I think I'll turn it this way so you can see both sides. That might make sense. So we have the pumpkins and the bats and the sparkly skulls and some damask style design with skulls and eyeballs and roses. Text, which is always good. I love me a good text paper. Gravestones, which I fussy cut a few of these out, but most of them you can't really read what they say. This one says RIP, and there's one that says leave me be. I like that one. Then we have spider webs and a little bit of damask with a spider in the middle. A redback spider. Eyeballs, I did fussy cut some of these out as well. In the flowers. Skeleton of a horse, I think, the looks of it. Leaves and skulls. Stripes, skulls, and skeletons, and a big fern on a plinth. Then we have that same damask design, just in white and a fabric-y style background. Some more leaves, some more redback spiders, some chompy teeth flowers and eyeball flowers, skeletons, pumpkins. I fussy cut a few of these out as well. Wood grain, and then we have more glitter and the nice eyeball plant. I think I cut a couple of them out too. I cut a whole bunch of stuff out. Good, I'm safe for now. Skulls. Probably should have cut a couple of them out if I didn't. I don't remember it. I'm not sure what this is. Either a dog or something. Really not sure. It's another skeleton. Eyeballs, I cut a few of these out. Stripes. Gargoyles, I cut some of these out as well. Some spots. Sparkly pumpkins with glitter. black page with white spiderweb, bats carrying a flower. Then we have these gravestones, and I did cut a few of these out as well. And then we have a page just with teeth without the eyeballs. This really confused me because I thought I was looking at the exact same page, but there's just more teeth, no eyeballs. And a green damask pattern with a bat in the middle instead of the skull. And then the cutter parts, I'll just show you the back of the cutter parts, which is just this grungy grey. And then we'll turn the, and as you can see, I've been cutting things out. We'll turn it around and have a look. So we've got Fantastic Halloween, You Make Me Feel Alive, Creepy, I'll Love You Forever, Happy Haunting, Looking for Trouble, Trick or Treat, Dying to See You, That's the Spirit, Wish You Were Here, I'll Keep an Eye on You, and Halloween. I haven't cut any of these out yet because they're a bit big for the boxes. So I have this one put together. Now, their paper stacks have a big hole in the middle at the top so that they can be hung. So I got an eyeball to go over that. And then I've got a flower to go with the eyeball. And a Happy Halloween. And then I have Wake Up and Smell the Coffin. That came from the ephemera box from my sister. I think that's from the Spooky and Sparkly stack, that Happy Halloween, but I, for the life of me, could not find my open one of that, so I didn't get anything out of that because I didn't want to open my unopened stack. So I think I'm going to go with that for another box. So what I do is I tend to, on that one, forget where I'm supposed to stick things. And I'm going to use my heavy duty tape because they've got to last a year, so unless Miss Assistant appropriates them and takes them to school, then I'll have nothing for next year if I'm as unorganised as this. I always do corner to corner to line up. Now, because I've done this the Australian way, there's less border at the top and bottom because it's under 3 inches. It's under 4 inches, sorry. The gap is 3 by 4. Now, let's get our little eyeball on. I'm just using some Helmar glue in a little bottle. Actually, I want to get some of those bottles that have the pin that goes in them so they don't clog. That would be so much easier. Just trying to see which way looks up of this eyeball. I can't believe I sat there fussy cutting flowers. It's so unlike me. If I'd have been more organised and got everything that I needed fussy cut together at the same time, then I could have just put it all through my scan and cut, but I was being a bit lazy and also a bit wishy-washy on what I was using, so I didn't have everything out all at the same time. So this is one of Melinda's pieces of chipboard that I have put some skull paper on the back, and there's the whatever that is on the back. And this one came from the box from my sister. I originally had them the other way around, but then I thought I'd put the raised edged one in the middle. Oops. There we go. And I just stuck it on upside down. I'm really doing good. Well done me. I just stuck the whole lot on there upside down. And this tape is really heavy duty. It doesn't like to come off. So we'll see what happens. I'm a bit discombobulated tonight. Too much stuff going on. Are you on your laptop or your phone, Mr. Mod? Oh, I think I'm going to be able to do it. Oh, almost. Oh no! Give it to me. Okay. I think I'll be able to stick it back on without making too much of a mess. I'll just stick a little bit of glue under there, stick some glue in the middle. No, you're just not on your, I don't think you're on your mod account, but so given the time of year it is, just be aware that you're not on the mod account if somebody starts spamming stupid crud, please. Miss Assistant's not about, so she can't do anything. Okay, now that I have it up the right way, I can stick it together. Oh, and these ones all have lollies in them. Which one has the... Yeah, we've got lollies. I keep trying. Every year I buy lollies and nobody shows up. My neighbours had kids last year, so I gave some to my neighbours, but yeah, there was a group of boys that came down this way, had stuff in the window and everything. I even went and checked that you could see it from out in the cul-de-sac in front of my house. Yeah, you could see it plain as day. They just didn't come near the house. Their loss is Miss Assistant's gain. Okay, got to try and make sure the tape goes as far up to the top edge as you can get it, or use glue, just because that top edge, if it's not taped down properly, tends to flap about in the breeze a bit, and it's not good. So I'm just folding all of these. And that was easy because I already had designed that one, because I saw that and went, oh, I wonder what I could do with that. Okay, so what I do is I pull the tape off this edge. And then I press it down onto there so that it's nice and straight, but it's not because I obviously didn't fold it right. Again, I'm not very good at box making, especially this bottom bit. I hate this bottom bit. So what I tend to do is shut the box up with the top bit in there just to try and make it squarer, and then push the top over. And as some YouTubers I watch say, it's just a hair out of square. but it fits quite a lot in it. I don't even know if that has, like, that's, yeah, that's all that's in that one. And then I think the one I used last year's boxes or the year before's boxes because I didn't have enough, I didn't have these made yet. But I think this one's the one I really stuffed. So you can fit quite a bit in there, and you can make the walls bigger just by making the box longer. So if you want to make that deeper, you could add an extra inch onto the box measurements and then make your side seams 1 inch instead of ½ inch. Okay, do another black one. This time I'll fold it first because that's the easy way to do it. Okay, so I have all my little bits and pieces, and I've cut a bunch of 2.5 by 3.5 inch panels. They work for both the Aussie size that I have done and the American size boxes. The Australian boxes are just a little bit shorter. I don't really want a black one, so that one's out. Anything black will get out of the way. That's too black. Okay, I really want to use one of them. Let's see what sparkly things we have. That's one of the ones that says leave me be. I wish they'd done some of these little gravestones taller because they're all pretty short. Well, there we go. There's a sparkly tall one. What does that one say? This is one of the ones I really cannot read. I've got no idea what it says. So I don't like that. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Spider webs. Would that be too much on that background? I'm thinking it's out of these two. 3. I think the spider webs. So I throw the spider webs to the side. Okay. Trying to make a variety of boxes, so this background piece is on here. I just flip it over so I have one of each to look at. I cut more than I needed so that I had choice. But I also wanted to make it easier to make a few boxes during the live rather than be sitting here cutting paper. Okay, this time I'll stick everything on up the right way. did my little gravestone go? There it is. My little leave me be. I don't know if I can use both of them on the same one. What else do I have? So these are the gargoyles that were on the edge. What about one of the little poison bottles? So we have the green or the purple. What do we like better, the green or the purple? These are the bottles from the Graphic 45 set. I coloured them with some distress inks. Far easier to colour them with alcohol markers, but somebody stamped them in the wrong ink, so they had to be distress inks. Maybe not. Maybe, where did I see some little bits of grass? We'll have an eyeball flower, a little bit of grass, I'm going to cut a piece off this gravestone. I can use that on something else. And we can tuck that behind there. So I'll raise that one up. Possibly. That would require finding my foam tape. I have skinny foam, but I have a small amount of other foam that I don't know what I've done with. I guess I'll have to go with the skinny foam. Is it under there? Nope. Oops. Oh, no, it's under there. Okay, I got it. I got the bigger foam. So I'm going to not use those scissors because I don't want to wreck my new Tim Holtz scissors. So we'll have Leave Me Be. Then I'll have to glue that on there, and maybe we'll stick that behind. I didn't think that through. So I'll glue that down. And I'll glue down the eye. And then I can add on the gravestone. I really don't know what's going on with next door's dogs. They've been going off all day. So if you can hear them, I apologise. Okay, try to centre that as best I can. And then I'm just going to glue on this little bit of grass. And I'm just going to add glue to the bottom of it. And hope it holds because that's glitter and we don't know if it's going to stick to that, so probably should have used glossy accents. And let's see what's in here. Probably should have added a pumpkin on it instead of the flower. Oh well. The little wee ghosties may be a bit too cutesy for this card. I know, what do you think? I also have the Orange Boo. I can always fussy cut another flower if I need to. I've got a bazillion of them. So I can change if that's not going to stay. Do I have one of my little... I don't have any of my little paperclip thingies that I could stick on there to hold it for a little while. What about that? Half cutesy, half serious. Okay, I'm just going to try and lift the foam up without wrecking anything. It's just paper, so it doesn't really matter. Changed my mind and put glue on the wrong thing. Wrong pumpkin. I want the orange pumpkin. Okay, just make sure the flower is properly covered up. And I can press that back down. Okay. So these are the Lawn Fawn stamps. I don't think I said what these ones are. They should be next to me. Should be. I packed everything over here. Oh, yep, they're just short, so I couldn't see them. This one's called Monster Mash. Okay, I'm going to have to, I think, use glossy accents on that. So purple or orange. Orange, I think. Don't usually like felt foam things that much, but sparkly foam's not too bad. I can get behind that. There we go. Now, let's see if I can line this one up properly. Oh, I didn't do the little corner cut. This makes everything much easier. And going to make sure I line this up properly. Which, oh. There we go. My grass keeps falling off. I'm going to have to add that a bit later because I'm going to need it to be held on with something. Again, I'm going to just give these corners a little snip. I forgot to score the top and bottom. I forgot to fold the top and bottom so that I could do the base properly. Oh dear. And there's another box done. I really want to use this piece. I think I'd like to see a bit more of that piece. So I might go with a black background. I'll do the black text. And then I want some of the eyeballs that I've cut, and I've cut all the pieces, not just the whole ones. So I'm going to grab some bits and pieces. That's pumpkin. Probably should have cut a few more eyeballs. And I guess we'll do this one on purple because I can't do it on black. Wow, that doesn't really look purple on screen. That looks more blue than purple. It's a very purple purple. So my camera is not picking that colour up very well. To be fair, I do need a new phone. Yeah. Mine's, I scored the wrong one. Mine is smashed to smithereens and half the time doesn't work properly. So we're lucky we're even getting alive, really, with the way it's been behaving lately. The other day I couldn't even get in it properly. It wouldn't accept my fingerprint, and then it wouldn't let me swipe up to get to put the parts code in. Oh dear, that was fun. It eventually let me swipe up after about half a dozen or so tries. But the brand of phone that I like, I haven't bought out a new phone in ages. And it's got to be one with a good camera so that I can do lives. But I don't want to spend a fortune. Okay, make sure I get the text up the right way. I actually had to rip a box 100% apart earlier because I messed it up so bad. And I had to cut around the panel and then stick it onto the box again. So then I'm going to stick the I love you on there and surround it with, I've got an extra bit on here anyway, nope. And surround it with eyeballs. I'm putting the tape down the long side because I noticed if you put it down the short sides and then stuff your box with lollies, the sides buckle up. Monsterius, Severiatus, Rapidus, Enchantario. So there's a monster enchantment spell on here. Okay. Oh. We could have our eyeball plant. Maybe I can have it sitting all the way down at the bottom. Might actually stick this one together so that it'll make it easier later. Because I want to do some 3D bits on here, so we could stick our little flowers on there. Definitely needing to remember that when I'm doing projects, I need to put everything that I think I'm going to use together to see what needs to be fussy cut, so that then I can do as much with my scan and cut as possible, because I'm very slow at it and it drives me nuts. See what I want to pop up and what I'm just going to leave flat. I wonder if I can shimmy that under there enough so that you can't tell that it's just a tiny little sliver of an eyeball. Maybe not. Okay. This one's going to be a nice simple one. A few little eyeballs. There has to be good contrast for it to fussy cut paper. So if your paper's a darkish colour and your pattern is a darkish colour, then it's going to struggle. Or if there's pattern in the background of the pattern paper, like Kaiser Craft's really bad for this. They'll give you a sheet of stuff and you think it's going to work in the scan and cut, but because they've put all texture or writing in the background of the paper instead of just a plain colour, it sees too much and won't cut it very well. But when there's good contrast and solid shapes, so okay, so it wouldn't cut that. It may cut that, but it may have an issue with all the little stars and moons in the background, which would make it worse. But something like this, I personally wouldn't probably cut something this tiny, but there's nothing in the background of this. It's just plain grey. So it should be able to cut these out so long as you put the contrast all the way up. It has different settings of what it can see. And so if you turn it all the way up so it sees as much as it possibly can, then it should do that. I tried to do one Kaisercraft one, but it was, yeah, it had too much colour in the background and too much background noise as well, with extra little like text and things like that. Ta-da! Another box done. I don't know if you can see, this is a Kaisercraft paper, a very old one, but I don't know if you can see it, in between the dominoes is all little grey flecks and things, and they are atrocious for doing that, which makes it really hard to fussy cut paper. But all the companies that just have a plain background colour, it will cut them fine. What do I want to use next? Well, let's see if we can work out what we can do with this purple bottle. There's always got to be some idiot outside. I'm just going to have a drink. Oh no, I threw pumpkins in my drink. Thankfully it's just paper because I don't like pumpkins. Okay. Okay, we've only got black and purple ones left. The paper I am using is, I'm trying to remember the brand. It's from Officeworks, and it's their 125 GSM paper. But for some reason, when I bought the 125 GSM paper, the purple came as cardstock, which I'm not complaining about because, you know, I like purple. But it's just weird that all of the rest of it is the 125 GSM paper, and then that one's not. I was experimenting with my witch. This one I coloured last year and didn't use, but I don't think she works on there. I have this weird cat. This is in the Tim Holtz ephemera. It's a very weird cat. Could do that. Ad for a gypsy fortune teller, maybe? And the pumpkin I accidentally glued before, which, you know, is about half the course tonight, it seems. Oh dear. Okay, let's give this a trim. want it a little smaller. Probably should have cut one of the ends off this because I don't think I'm cutting it straight. Oops. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I'm going to raise that one up. And I'm going to raise up the bottle. And the pumpkin. Okay. Best glue the background down. Starting to get cold earlier, so I put a jacket on to film in. Now I'm really hot. It's probably the lights. I'm supposed to have had lots of thunderstorms today. We had one last night and one early this morning, but early. But the rest of the ones we were supposed to have haven't materialised yet. So maybe they skipped us. Roughly centre the gypsy fortune teller. Add a bottle of witch's brew. So those two are from the Tim Holtz pack. This is from my sister, so I have no idea what brand that is, and that's from the Graphic 45 again. And I forgot to fold everything again. Yay, the dogs are finally quiet, touch wood. I just thought I'd stuck it on upside down again then. Oh dear. this one keeps sticking to me. I just need to bend the bottom back over because it's not bending the right way. Okay. And we have another box finished. I'm just trying to clean up a bit as I go. Maybe we'll use the green bottle. Maybe a little eyeball will go better with them. Okay, this time I'm remembering to fold everything first. These ones are actually easier to get them to fold in the right spots, but the paper ones tend to go their own way, whereas this heavier cardstock works better. But I'm trying to use up especially the colours in that paper. The black I tend to use a lot of for other things, but the coloured pieces I don't use very much, so I'm trying to find projects that I can use them on to get rid of it because I have a lot of it. With this box I'm folding both ways because of where I've put the tape, but usually you fold, you have the valley side up of your folds and you fold that side down rather than having the raised edge on top. It just gives a better fold. So now I have to fold everything back the other way, and then I can stick this edge down. And again, I've forgotten to do this bit. It's because I was actually going to use a die to make a decorated edge, but I ended up not doing that. I didn't have time. It's the same with stamps too, Melindy. If you're cutting around stamps, you need to make sure they're not ones that have gaps, because it goes batshit all crazy if there are gaps in the stamped images. So like if you have some sketchy flowers and things like that where they don't actually go all the way around it, it's easy enough to fix. You just go around things with a pen to make sure there's no gaps, or use a stamp positioner if you have one, or the cheats way and the easiest way to do it is to use a CD case if you don't have a stamp positioner. But yeah, it does not like it when there is gaps. has to have a solid outline. But I like that I can decide whether I want to have a border around things or not, because a lot of dyes leave that border, which drives me nuts. Where'd my eyeball go? One dog stops barking and now another one's barking. Well, one lot of dogs. I don't know how many dogs they have next door. It varies on any given day. People tend to visit and bring their dogs as well. And then I might have a look and see if there's anything in there that would be sentimental like, or something that I could just stick there. Okay, got lots of tiny little bits and pieces in here. I cannot believe how tiny some of the bits are. I forgot there was a green cat in there. Well, a green and black cat. Actually, I think I like that one better. So we've got a little poison sticker. Well, a little poison word with the poison symbol on it. Scissors are getting everything stuck to them. So I'm just going to raise that bit up a little. Almost forgot I needed to do this bottom bit. There we go. Another box bites the dust. So part of the reason why I cut a bunch of stuff out and found all my Halloween stuff is because it makes it a lot faster to put things together rather than having to decide on every single box what you're going to use. If you just have a bunch of stuff there, whether you use it or not, it doesn't really matter. It'll still be there next year. But I just have all that stuff to work with, and then I can just decide as I go, as I have been. And it takes far less time, whereas if I've got the stamps next to me and then I go, okay, which stamp do I want to use on this, or which thing do I want to use? I do have the stamps beside me if I decide to stamp any sentiments, but I'm really trying not to do that. I'm just trying to find the bits and pieces that I've already got and use them. Of course, I could have stamped some extra sentiments out earlier, but I didn't think of doing that. In all honesty. Okay. Okay. Ghosties. I want to try and use... Where did they all go? I wanted to try... Oh, there they are. I wanted to try and use another piece of this. Oh no, please don't. Oh dear. If the music gets loud enough for you to hear what it is and understand what it is, can you let me know? Because I'm going to have to stop because they just put the music on. Okay, so I think I'm going to glue that on. Okay, we just need a tiny gap at the bottom. I really love this die from that Spellbinders die set. I had to put new tape on it, on the packaging, so it would hold this die in place, because this die ends up in all different places because it just keeps falling out of the packet. So now I've put extra tape on there, so hopefully it'll stay in there and I won't have to go hunting for it next year. A nice spooky tree. I don't think, it's not as loud as it is sometimes yet, thankfully. So I don't think my phone's picking it up, but I just worry about getting a strike if people can hear it. So I'm just going to trim the edges off this. Okay. But sometimes my phone is very good at picking up things, so that's why I worry and ask if anybody can hear the music. They can let me know, just because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay, glue this on. I thought I might add a ghost. My phone just buzzed, so I just got to check and make sure I didn't get a message. No, that's all good. Or if I did, it doesn't matter. Just checking to make sure I didn't get one from my daughter, because she's not feeling well. Okay. What tiny teeny things do I have in here? I think I'll go with October 31st. Mr. Mod, are you still there? I think I'm going to have to make this my last one. Even though I do have all these bits and pieces left to make a couple more, the music seems to be getting louder and louder. And I'm really paranoid. Can you hear the music? Because it's getting quite loud. That's it. I like that. Oh, I just stuck into the... Oh, they just turned it off. Is it staying off, or are they just... Nope, it's not staying off. I think they play it through their phone, so when they get a message, it does that dip. You can hear it. Can you actually hear what they're saying? Or can you just hear the beat? And every time I ask a question, they turn it off. Or they get a message, I think, because there it's back again. Okay. I think he needs a little tiny square of foam tape under there. Yeah. If they turn it back on again, I'm going to have to go, because if you can hear the words, then the algorithm will pick up, or the auto thingy will pick up on it, and I'll get in trouble again. Not that I got a strike last time, and they actually removed the strike from it. They actually stopped blocking the video once I queried it, but yeah. Okay, so bye lollies. We'll have a look at all the boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I made 5 boxes. That's quite a few boxes for a live stream. So these are the boxes. Oh, and I did add some little strips on there, just little 1/4 inch strips, 1/4 inch wide. So I probably will do that to the rest of the boxes as well. I just forgot to do it as I was going. So let me know which box is your favourite, because they're still going. They're just deciding what song they're putting on by the sounds of it. And once they get started, they're not going to stop till like 4 o'clock in the morning or something, I would imagine, because they're starting pretty late tonight. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Well, at least I'm finished tonight before it zooms out. As I said, let me know what your favourite one is, and bye. Favourite one filled with lollies. Miss Assistance too. Good night. There it is.